Hello everyone, this is Tushar Mahale, and today I am here to give you a brief understanding about toxicology, how to develop career in toxicology, and what does a toxicologist usually do. So we know that toxicology is a branch of science which deals with adverse effect of chemicals, cosmetics, medicines, or anything that is potentially consumed or used by human and its effect or adverse effect on humans, animals, and environment. It's an interdisciplinary science which takes into consideration different branches of science ranging from genetics, genomics, biotechnology, biochemistry, pharmacology, biology, pathology, just to name a few. Therefore, toxicologist is really a very specialized branch which takes into consideration the application from many different sciences, and it is really makes a great impact to ensure safety of consumers using the products, animals, and environment as a whole. And if you are someone who are interested, who are inspired to ensure delivery of safe and sustainable products to humans, then you should take toxicology as a career. Now let's try to understand what does the toxicologist do, or a brief understanding in terms of the toxicology field. There is a very famous quote in toxicology is that all things are poison and nothing is without poison. It is only the dose that permits something not to be poisonous, and that is determined by toxicologist. The job of a toxicologist is to make sure that all the toxins that humans come in contact with or by consuming any product or using it are safe from any sort of harmful effects. If this is something that interests you, then you may want to pursue a career in toxicology. You may want to research on several toxins around us, then a toxicologist career can be a best fit for you. In a career as a toxicologist, scientists use analytical and scientific techniques to identify toxins such as chemicals, biological substances, and radiations, and to assess potential risk and harmful effects which are possessed by them. From locating toxic materials in the products we use in our everyday life, toxicologists usually work round the clock to ensure that such products are safe for human consumption. Sometimes toxicologists also work with legal authorities like police or with criminal investigation agencies to help find the evidence and identify a culprit. Hardly a week goes without hearing that a chemical may potentially threaten our health. Pesticides in the food industry, the food we eat, pollutants in the air we breathe, chemicals in the water we drink, toxic pump sites near our homes. Chemicals may work everything around us. Which chemicals are really dangerous? How much does it take to cause harm? What are the effects of the particular chemical? Is it cancer? Is it nervous system damage or birth defects? We have seen that there is significant increase in the cancer across the globe. What is the reason for it? What are the chemicals? What is the dose? And what kind of food, what kind of material is causing that cancer? Finding A scientifically sound answer to this very important question is what toxicologists usually do. They usually use modern molecular, genetic, and analytical techniques which are available today. Toxicology combines the elements of many scientific disciplines to help us understand harmful effects of chemicals on living organisms. An additional important aspect of toxicology is determining the likelihood of that harmful effects will occur under certain exposure circumstances. That is the probability of occurring of any harmful adverse effect, which is called as risk assessment. If the risk is real, then we must be able to deal with them effectively. If the risk is minimal or trivial, then we must ensure that valuable public resources are not spent ineffectively. Such important decision is made by toxicologists in consultation with the public authorities, government authorities, regulatory authorities. So you may understand the importance of toxicologists in public life to ensure the conservation of environment. The responsibility of the toxicologist is to develop new and better ways to determine the potential harmful effects of chemical and physical agents and the amount that will cause this effect. An essential part of toxicology is to learn more about basic molecular, biochemical, cellular chemical processes which are responsible for causing disease and which are caused by exposure to chemicals or physical substances. Usually, toxicologists design and carry out controlled studies of specific chemicals which are important from socio-economical perspective and the importance and its importance to determine the conditions under which the chemicals are likely to cause any harm. That is whether in industry, whether it's used by end user, whether it is used in manufacturing, etc. So usually toxicologists identify conditions that have little or no negative impact on human health, other organisms, as well as environment. Toxicologists assess the probability or likelihood that particular chemical processes or situation present a significant risk or hazard to human health and environment and therefore helps in establishing appropriate rules and regulations which are aimed at protecting and preserving human health and environment. So this is just a brief understanding about toxicology. And there is a famous saying by one of the great scientists in toxicology who says that toxicology is a very, very simple science of two lessons only, with each lesson of 10 years. So you may understand how diverse and how significant toxicology is. And if you are thinking of pursuing a career in toxicology, then here is some understanding, some background in terms of how a toxicology career looks like and why one should consider a career in toxicology. If you want to pursue a career in toxicology, you should also understand what are the challenges and how to solve the challenges due to use of chemicals and other substances used by humans. We know that currently the wise use of chemicals is an essential component for ensuring high standard of living. The challenge of toxicologists is to ensure that we are not endangering the human health and environment with the products and byproducts of modern and comfortable living. As a career, toxicology provides with the excitement of science and research while also contributing to the well-being of current and future generations. Few other careers offer such exciting and socially important challenges as protecting public health and environment. Imagine the impact a toxicologist can have on public life compared to many other sciences, because it is a wide reaching science, because many chemicals are being used by millions billions people across the globe, and as a toxicologist you have an opportunity to make an impact in a positive way to solve important challenges and protect public health and environment. Isn't this something which really inspires you to take a challenge and work in toxicology? Let's try to understand what are the opportunities for toxicologists. With the increase in our health consciousness as well as concern for our environment, a wide and growing variety of career opportunities does exist in toxicology. Toxicologists participate in basic research using the most advanced techniques in molecular biology, analytical chemistry, and biomedical sciences. Toxicologists also work with various chemical, pharmaceutical, and many other industries to test and ensure the products are safe and the workplaces are safe, and to evaluate the implications of new study data, new research data, and then how that data can be used to ensure appropriate use of the chemicals and products. Toxicologists also work with local and federal government to develop and enforce laws to ensure that chemicals are produced, used, and disposed safely. They also work in many academic institutions to teach others about the safe use of chemicals and train future toxicologists. Now, the most important question about what remuneration, what rewards does one get when working as a toxicologist? There is an increased demand for well-trained toxicologists in an industry as well as in government, with the increased threat due to chemicals, with the increased awareness around the safety of chemicals for human health as well as environment. Therefore, highly competitive salaries are available in variety of employment sector. There is an increased specialization in the science of toxicology, which now provide the toxicologist with a competitive advantage over many other branches like chemistry, engineering, plain biologist, or other scientists without specialized training in toxicology. Opportunities are available for career advancement to executive levels for those with an organizational and administrative experience. Now let's try to understand in a brief about what does a toxicologist do. Now, being a scientist, the first thing which toxicologists do is research. Many toxicologists in academic and non-profit institutions are principally involved in discovering new knowledge concerning how toxic substances produce their effects. There are many subspecialized areas in toxicology research: chemical carcinogenesis, reproductive and developmental toxicology, neurotoxicology, immunotoxicology, inhalation toxicology, risk assessment, and many others. Researchers use laboratory animals, human and animal cells culture, and other test systems to examine cellular, biochemical, and molecular processes which are underlying toxic responses. Research opportunities are available for individual employees in industry, academia, and government. There are many commercial and non-profit laboratories that also provide interesting and challenging opportunities for the toxicologist. Usually, research is considered to be basic, wherein there is no immediate commercial or public health application, but the knowledge will add to our understanding of basic life processes. Such research is of great value in solving important and long-term problems. Example of this would be studies of how a particular enzyme involved in detoxification of chemicals is regulated at gene level or a chemical effect. Other research is considered applied, where the results are expected to yield direct social or commercial benefit. Example would be studies to identify chemicals that selectively kill certain pests, or studies to determine if particular industrial process is responsible for a specific disease identified in a population of co-workers. Development of antidotes for radiation injury, for any toxicity or chemical poisoning are examples of such applied research for public health importance. The other important application of toxicology, and wherein maximum toxicologists have opportunity, is product safety evaluation. Many industries employ toxicologists to assist in the evaluation of safety of their products. For therapeutic drugs, food additives, cosmetics, chemicals, agricultural chemicals, and other classes of chemicals. Usually, toxicologists have been taken by many industries to comply with the federal law requirement, and there are regulatory requirements which require manufacturers to provide adequate testing of the products which they are making before it is released into the market. Various tests are conducted to determine the potential to cause cancer, birth defect, reproductive effect, neurological effect, immunotoxicology, and many other such harmful hazardous effect to ensure that chemical which is released into the commerce for the human health use and environment is absolutely safe. Toxicologists which are involved in product safety evaluation have the responsibility to ensure that such tests are designed, conducted, and interpreted in a scientifically sound manner. Information from such studies in turn reviewed by toxicologists in various regulatory agencies such as US FDA and US EPA, or by international organization, to ensure that the products are safe. When the information is available to toxicologists, they utilize the studies of human population, that is the science of epidemiology, to assist in evaluation of safety and potential risk of the chemical products, byproducts of modern safety. The other aspect where toxicologists have opportunities is teaching. Toxicologists are now employed in colleges and universities to teach toxicology to students and others, because there is an increased interest in impact of chemicals on our society. Many colleges and universities offer toxicology training courses at both undergraduate, graduate, as well as doctorate level. Academic institutions that do not have graduate programs in toxicology employ toxicologists to participate in curricular development and teach basic programs such as chemistry and biology. Thus, opportunities exist to teach toxicology in small colleges as well as major universities. One of the most important effects of toxicology is academic institution is the training of future generation of toxicologists in basic and applied research, data interpretation, evaluation, risk assessment, and regulatory affairs. The another important avenue where toxicologists usually have opportunities and wherein they can make a wider impact on the population is public service, regulatory affairs, and consultancy. An important part of any science is communicating the results and discussing the implications. There is a tremendous growth in public awareness on chemical hazards over the last 2 decades, which has resulted in the passage of many laws. governing production, use, and disposal of chemicals. Many local, state, and federal agencies employ toxicologists to assist in development and enforcement of this law. An increasingly important area of toxicologists is public communication of chemical risk. Toxicologists are employed by regulatory agencies, may often be called on to explain the scientific basis for regulatory action or to assist in communicating to the public why regulatory action is or not taken in a particular situation. There are many private consultancy firms which actually offer expertise in toxicology that also aid the services to local and state health departments, public utilities, and private industries. Thus, many employment opportunities are available in private sector to a toxicologist interested in assisting public agencies and private industries in resolving many important public health and environmental problems. Some scientists have taken this consultancy as a full-time profession. So if you can see that a toxicologist, if she is really interested, has a great career opportunity, a great career advancement tool, and has a great opportunity to make impact on the public life as well as on environment. Therefore, if this is something which attracts you, which motivates you, you should definitely think of pursuing a career in toxicology. I will, in our next video, I will talk more about the different industries, the different types of toxicologists, and uh, how there are different opportunities to specialize oneself in toxicology and develop a career in toxicology. I hope you would have liked this video. Please pass on, share this valuable information to someone whom you think might benefit from this. Thank you very much.